Did you know that today over 40% of the homes on the market experienced a price reduction? Also, did you know that we are still experiencing great rates from the highs we saw back in June? Yes, lots of positive information happening today in the market, folks. Thank you again for tuning in to get those updates. Speaking specifically for the Sacramento region, but of course, this could be duplicated throughout the country, especially in high metropolitan areas. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, over 40% of the listings are seeing price reductions. What does that mean? It means finally sellers are starting to understand that the market they saw back in January or the market they saw 2 months ago when their neighbors sold their home, that market has passed. Of course, we've been talking about that here with these updates. You've been seeing information, of course, throughout the news and papers and social media, wherever you find your source of information. The market, of course, is making its natural shift, in part, as I mentioned previously, because of interest rates. We've got to go after these interest rates. The Fed is very aggressive in going after the interest rates, wanting to get those interest rates under control. And of course, the lows that we saw earlier this year, interest rates in the threes, those days are behind us, at least for now. And we're looking at more of the normal season, and that's having an effect. Sellers are finally starting to understand. In fact, I'm having conversations. Let me pause for a second and thank you. Thank you all, of course. I received calls this past week, both from sellers, buyers, folks, just having questions, and I'm having those conversations with sellers. So it's helping the listing agents, I'll tell you. I'm having direct conversations, letting them know that market, that very aggressive, super high market, as passes. And so the way to get your house sold is to price it aggressively. And that way the folks that are out there, the serious buyers, will be looking for your home. If you have questions about your market, questions about your home, what your values may or may not be, or what you've heard, you may need a different opinion in terms of values. My contact information is right there. Reach out to me. Love to speak with you. Regardless of where you're located, I help folks throughout the country. Why? Because here at AFN, I could help you in every state of our union, folks, including Puerto Rico. So as I mentioned, call me. I love doing research in areas. I'm connected with agents in those areas, and I can definitely help you get the answers you are looking for. You know, what is great about this is understanding that we need to be at a place where true buyers and true sellers can meet each other, where we don't have homes selling for the strata above list price. I mean, that's not healthy, of course, for communities. And as you'll see right here, pending contracts is showing that. It's showing that what the interest rates are doing, of course, to the current market. And so getting things, slowing down the bus, the runaway train, I should say, yeah, runaway train that we've been experiencing these past 2 years. In fact, the Fed is still looking to continue on with the drumbeat of increasing rates. I'll put some information up there so you can take a look at it. They know that the way to get a hold of inflation, one of the ways naturally, is through interest rates. I mean, you can't have cheap money for too long because everyone wants to take advantage of it, as they should. And so as bringing things and balancing the portfolio, we'll be looking at more of a sustainable market. Folks, what goes up must come down. I'll tell you, for you young folks, naturally, you've seen this happening in real time. And so it can create some panic, some fear, because this is what you've known. Those of us with some seasoning and those are seniors with some seasoning, they'll tell you this is a cycle. Life is a cycle. A lot of these things are cycles. And so even though rates are making its move back to a healthy market, you know, we live in an imperfect world. And what may happen is we may be seeing lower interest rates in the very near future. I'll tell you, that's what we've seen in my lifetime. We've seen cycles of it. So folks, this is still a great opportunity to purchase a home. Just like at any time, you look at when is the best time to make that strike. A lot of folks said they would buy a home years ago, thinking the market would return back to the times of 2008. And you and I know that has not taken place and will not take place. And so if you're looking for the intersection where money is still the cheapest, that's today, knowing rates are going to be going up here in the very near future. As I mentioned, the Fed is talking about a very healthy rate increase. And so again, if you're looking at just time of money, that is right now. And also, if you're looking at the fact of home prices, I mentioned folks are thinking that pricing is going to go back to 2008 levels, and that's not there as well. It won't be there. In fact, we are forecasting, projecting Not the 20 on 20% increase you've been seeing year after year, but something closer to the 9% level. So think about this for a second. I make the purchase today at a very good rate. I'm going to get a year over year increase in my equity. It's a no-brainer. Folks, buying a home still is the way to create generational wealth. And so I know full well that that has been the experience for me. Buying my first home helped me to create so much in terms of opportunity. And I'll tell you, it can do the same for you. And folks, what I love to do each and every week before concluding in these videos is leave you with something very inspiring to take you through the weekend and into the week. And I love this one. Decide what kind of life you really want, and then say no to everything that isn't that. Yes, let me read that back to you again. Decide what kind of life you really want, and then say no to everything that isn't that. Listen, life is a one-time opportunity. You only live once. Jump. And again, continue to pray, of course, for the world. Pray for Europe. Send out a special prayer to Japan. Unfortunately, lost their ex-prime minister through an assassination. Just a lot of angry folks, of course, in our world. A lot of hurting folks, really. That's what it comes from, a lot of hurting folks. So we need to hold everyone up in prayer. And so thank you again for doing that with me. Thank you again for tuning in to The Market Update. I'm your host, Larry McKean with the American Financial Network. I wish you all a wonderful day, a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.